Okay, Ashes of Angels, this is what it feels like. This is a CVT lesson for Lisa. You want to tune standard for this. Not a lot of parts. This is, you said Randy Jackson, the guitar player for Zebra. What a catchy song, man. I mean, it's like just a hit. Very hit oriented. And I always compare stuff, and in a weird way, it kind of reminds me, I don't know if you remember Nelson. You remember Nelson. Can't Live Without Your Love and Affection, but just the good songwriting, man. The vocal harmonies are good, just really killer. So yeah, it's 2 pages. Of course, there's repeats in there, but I didn't write the repeats down. No need for that, but they're notated in the tabs. When you start, the very first thing, they did this in the studio with the fade in, but you can emulate it on guitar. It's an A major, where you play open A and then bar the 2nd fret, D, G, and B. Just strum it with the volume off. You probably do these like a volume swell. You'll strum it, and then with your pinky, and then bring it to full volume. I didn't know if you wanted that, but it's there, so we did it. So section 1 is going to be this. Really cool use of chords in here. There is a second guitar that's being played on a 12-string acoustic. I put that in there as well for you, which just adds a really cool melodic element to the song. So yeah, be sure, well, you know from the other CVT lesson, everything's notated as far as the techniques that are in here. You were mentioning, you know, really solidifying parts in here and the strumming and all that. So we're starting with the same chord you did the volume swell with, minus the C sharp note. So just open A, 2D, 2G. You're going to be hitting A, D, and G. Take your thumb, if you can, try to mute that low E. That's one part of strumming that you can be more confident here, Lisa, if you're confident over here with muting the surrounding strings. Very important. So you're going to go 2 strums, and then fret hand muting, which is just down up. So that in itself, you could practice subgrouping. I don't know how you are at the fret hand muting stuff, but it'd be just release the pressure off of this, drop these fingers down. Because the problem is, if you try to mute with one finger, you can get a natural harmonic, which sometimes that happens anyways, but this just solidifies the fret hand mute. And then that'll set you up for some octaves. They're B octaves, 2A, 4G. So you want to mute the D string, you're naturally probably going to do that. Make sure you're muting the low E. And I'm actually muting the B as well, and believe it or not, I'm muting the high E with this finger. So I could hit all 6, yet only hear those 2. Now you don't have to emphasize the mute on the high E, although I think it's good practice and a good habit to get comfortable with. But the critical one is going to be the D. You're naturally going to end up muting that D. Make sure it's not actually fretted though. So A through G, and then move it a half step sharp to 3-5, and we're still muting the D string, and you're going to hit it twice there, strum it twice. It's kind of the melody line of the octaves, and the chords are placed around it. So, and then you'll start the next one with more fret hand muting, and they're always going to be down up. So fret hand mute into this F chord, 1, 3, 3. Do the fingering how you want. In transition, a good way to look at it coming off the C octave is do it as you're en route, or route, to the 1, 3, 3. That way it's not, and then having to move. So make that a goal. The longer you play, the more natural that stuff becomes. You might already do that, so. Oops. And then we're back to the octaves again. With the fret hand mute down up, going into a G chord with the octave, 3, 5, 5, E, A, D. Oh, by the way. No, we're good. This is going to say don't go. Make sure you put a quick rest there, coming off the strum hand, just resting him over the strings. Now coming off the octaves on the C, after you do the G chord, there's an open E in there, and it's just in transition. It's not something that's highlighted, but it's there, and I want you to be aware of that. So let's come off the octave, go into that. And then I love this chord. I love just standard chords that have open strings in them. I've always liked that. Makes them a lot more melodic. 1, 3, 3, open. So in this case, you probably wouldn't want to bar it. You know, we need to open off the G. So check it. Strum it. And then a G major. 3, 2, open, open, 3, 3. So be, oops. And then back. Right? Kind of a Lynch sounding chord. There's another one too that's kind of Lynch sounding, you'll see. Alright, so that goes 3 times. Section 2 comes in. This is a there's 2 concepts you can go there. But we'll get to that in a second. 1, 3, 3, E, A, D. Hit those 3. Palm mute the 1st fret off the low E string twice. No rests, so you want to, you know, chord, chunk, chunk, chord, chunk, chunk, chord. Short rest, that'll slide up to 5, 7, 7. This is the A minor bar chord, so just bar everything on the 5th fret, and we need 7A, 7D. Make sure that pinky's not muting out the G string. And I'm hearing all the strings except the high E in there. You don't have to overanalyze this, just make sure it's a minor, which would basically get you through the G. But so once you slide up to it, you're going to strum it. Same beat though, right? Chord, chunk, chunk, chord, chunk, chunk, chord. Slide that over to 1, 3, 3, E, A, D again, and do the same thing. Chord, chunk, chunk, chord, chunk, chunk, chord. And this, another open E in transition. So it'd go. I think that's a clean thing there on the 12 string. And the guitar, distorted guitar would be. And I missed that in the tabs. So either do the picking part, which sounds cool with it as a solo guitar, or go 3A, 5D. They're 8th note strums, just 4 downs, and then go to 2, 5, 8E 4 times. As that's being played in the studio, they overdubbed the 12 string going 3, 2, open, 2. Actually, no, my bad. 3, open, open, open. So it's 3, open, open. A, D, G, D. 2nd fret A, same thing. A, D, G, D. Okay, and then section 3 comes in. That would be, back to distortion here, that would be this. And then we have, let's see. Yeah. So open A, 2D, 2G. And like I said earlier, if you can, mute that low E. It'll be down, 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 down. That last down is just an open A. That can be strummed different ways. You could go. But I can tell by the attack, to me it sounds like they're downs. They're just more punchy. So down, 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 open A. And that's kind of your beat. 3A, 5D, 5G, do the same thing. And then an open E in transition. It's for getting you from one chord to the next. It's in there. Make sure this index is muting the low E as well. And then G major, 3, 2, open, open, 3, 3. We did that earlier. It's a dotted half note. Basically, just it's going to ring out for a 3 count. 1, 2, 3. Strum it again. On on count 4. So it's a dotted half note and a quarter note, which equals 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then an open E in transition from that to an F major bar chord. Bar everything on fret 1, go 3A, 3D, 2G. I'm not hearing the high E in that, so if you hit it, it'll sound fine. Go down, down, and then to the G major again. Go down, up, down. And then an open E on the up. Now if those little opens are throwing you off, you can take them out if you want and make it your goal to put them in there. You'll probably naturally end up doing that eventually. Then section 4 comes in, and that is this. It's a F, G, A, G, which is 1, 3, 3, E, A, D. Like I said, experiment with fingering. I like to bar, you know, that's just me though. 4 times palm muted. Move that up to 3, 5, 5, same thing. Move that to 5, 7, 7, same thing. Back to 3, 5, 5, same thing. And then you'll see double dots. You're going to play that 3 times. It's an 8th note progression. No pauses, just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and times 3. The last time it's the same thing but no palm muting. Then you're back to it goes through that. So section 1 2 times, section 2 1 time, section 3 1 time, section 4 1 time. You're basically repeating everything there. Page 2 comes in. This is section 5, and it goes like this. Let's see. So that's going to be that section. Oh wait. 1 3 3 E A D. So it's an F chord. Hit those 3 strings, 2 palm mutes. You're going to do that 2 times, and then hit the chord and palm mute once, and then hit the chord and palm mute twice. Hit the chord. So that's. And that'll ring. And then go 3 5 5 twice. And then this is open A, 2D, 2G, and open B. It's an A2 chord. Use these fingers. You're going to strum strings 5 through 2, and then palm mute the open A twice. Do that 2 times. And then turn it into an A minor. Drop the first finger to 1B. Strum it. And then a G major. That goes 4 times. So I'll do it a couple for you. The Dream Warriors part for some reason, the pre-chorus. Anyways, then you go back to section 3 1 time, section 4 2 times. You only do the palm muting that first time around, and then you end it with this. I love this chord: 3A, 3D, open G, 1B, open high E. Now this is a full-on Lynch chord from like the Hunter. It's very close. So it'll come off the. No, that'd be coming off section 4. You'd be going. Make sure it's those 5. As a matter of fact, if you have a whammy bar, you're going to want to whammy up before you strum it. Just have it barely push down and go. And do it again. It's got the vibrato with the whammy. Okay, then let's see, section 6, 2 times. Really cool part, man. This is a clean thing. On the 12 string they're doing it, but it goes, let me make sure I'm doing this right. Wait. Oops. Yeah. Beautiful. So the Lynch chord, 3A, 3D, 1B. Now you're going to start with an F on the root, so it's the D string, 1B, open G, and 3A. And you could pick them down, down, up, or down, up, up, or down. You can do all downs at this tempo. Then open, remove everything except your index. Go D, B, G, D. Oops. So we have open A now, 1B, open G, and 2D. So it's an A minor 7. And then leave your index finger on 1B, third finger goes to 3 low E, pick that, and then B, G, D. So. Okay, and then you'll have this little short little lead thing here that goes, and that's on the A, 14, 15, 17. Same thing on the D. On the G, go 14, 16, 17, and then 15B. So you have, go to 16 G. Pick, hammer 17, pull to 16, and then go to 19D. Let it ring, and then it's very hard to hear. You'll hear it slide like, slide to 14, pull to 12, and pick 14. But the volume's really low there. And then we'll have the Lynch chord, 3-3, open, 1-0. Strum those. And then that's it. Guitar 2, section 1, where it cuts in. Where section 1, 12 string overdub. It's this. You'll hear it in there. And that's 3D, open G, and then bar the first fret on the B and E. Go 4, 3, 2, 1 on the strings. Pick the D string where it sits, slide it a whole step. Just let the index drag with it because it's the same shape, just a whole step higher. When you slide though to the 5D, then pick E, B, G. So it's 3, 3, open. I gotta fix it on the tabs. I think I put, no, I got it right. Alright, so there you go. Great song. I hadn't even heard of him. I didn't even know this, I guess, project was going on. I don't know if Randy Jackson's on all the songs or what. I need to check it out. What it feels like, standard tuning. And like I said, everything's notated in the tabs there. So take your time on it. You know, sometimes it's the little things that can frustrate us, and that could mean you're not muting a string and getting some noise that shouldn't be in there. So take the time and slow it down and analyze what you're doing. Make sure, you know, it could be the angle of the knuckles, how they're coming down on the strings. All that stuff matters. It's kind of moderate tempo, so you don't see a whole lot of upstrokes in here. And like I said, I wasn't watching them play it, but you can kind of, there's a difference in attack from, say, doing like a down, up, as opposed to going down, 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 down. Downs are more driving, da, 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 where down ups are a little more flowing, da, 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 da. So the volumes aren't always even, if that makes sense. Anyways, thanks to all these. If you have questions, definitely let me know. See ya.